Good day. Welcome to this presentation on my client's project closure and reflection. My name is Oluwakemi Bankole, and in this presentation, I will be introducing my client project afresh and sharing the testing plan used to validate the recommended solutions, the amendments to these recommended solutions, the data visualization and interpretation, the conclusions reached, the recommendations and next steps given to the client feedback, key lesson learned, and my personal reflection for this project. My client's project include me helping the owner manager of Nourri Limited in his decision to resume its business operations in Canada. The Nourri Limited is a catering business fully operational in Nigeria. And the current business problem is that the owner manager, who has now been issued the rights to permanent residency in Canada, now wants to terminate the business operations in Nigeria and resume its business operations in Canada. We used this testing plan. We used this testing plan to validate the solutions we recommended, we planned to recommend to our clients. And this testing plan started from sourcing for data, preparing the data, conducting data analysis, interpreting result of our data analysis, comparing result of analysis with initial hypotheses, relaying the result of our findings to our clients, and obtaining feedback from the client. We progressed in our bid to recommend solutions to our clients by looking into the major cities in Canada. We used available data to look into the concentration of the population concentration of people living in Canada. We used population size because our review of literature reveals that population size is a crucial factor, is a crucial determinant for business success in any country. And so, as indicated in this chart presented, as indicated in this chart presented, the major city with the highest population size in Canada is Toronto, or while other cities like Montreal, Calgary, Ottawa follow it. We continued in our testing plan by looking into the geographic location of Nourri Limited's target population. From our review of literature and current state business analysis, we gathered that the target population for Nourri Limited upon business commencement in Canada are Nigerians living in Canada, spouses, the non-Nigerian spouses of Nigerians, the non-Nigerian and Nigerian spouses of Canadians living in Nigeria, the friends of Nigerians living in Canada. From this chart, we can see that Ontario is the province that is the province where this target population are majorly domiciled, followed by Alberta. Alberta is from this analysis, we can see that the province of Alberta is a close competition for the province of Ontario in terms of where the business should be commenced. This helped us to streamline the solutions we were going to be recommending to our clients into these 5 cities. We proceeded by looking into the trend of trend of permanent residency permits issued to Nigerians since 2018. We did this because, according to our review of literature, we gathered that the Canadian population that the Canadian government is trying to tackle, is using immigration to tackle its population growth challenge that has experienced replacement levels below the optimal expectation. And so they are now using immigration to buffer their economy and ensure that the economy of Canada continues to grow and, and continues to enjoy robustness. A look into this chart presented shows that the number of of permanent residency permits issued to Nigerians since 2018 till date has been on the increase. And this trend is forecasted to continue because of the economic policy that the government of Canada is set to sustain using immigration. Key points in our review of literature shows that the market size of the catering business industry in Canada is blossoming, and new immigrants can. It also shows that new immigrants can benefit by utilizing social capital, modern marketing technology to grow their business. The review of current business state analysis also showed that the owner-manager of Nourri Limited has visited 3 Canadian cities that have now become a city of preference. She has visited those cities previously, and in these cities, she has served clients, which has helped her to build a sizable clientele base there, to develop social capital and build social networks, which are crucial for her business to have a strong setup for her to enjoy a big advantage when she eventually decides to start off a business in Canada. The review of literature also revealed that the most expensive city in Canada is Toronto, Ontario, and this fact made Toronto the least desirable option that we recommended to our clients. Finally, we found out that the owner-manager of Nourri Limited has free accommodation provision in Ottawa and Calgary. We recommended these solutions to our clients to relocate to Calgary and set up the business there, or relocate to Ottawa and set up the business there, or to relocate to Toronto, get a job, and then start building the business on the site. This project saw no major amendments to the recommended solution. Regarding the testing plan, we cancelled our initial decision. We cancelled the initial plan to conduct a focus group session. Rather, we conducted a thematic analysis of 3 of our comparative case studies as outlined in our literature, in the review of literature conducted. The review of literature conducted also supports that economic indicators like the GDP, the disposable income of people living in that country, they help validate the prosperity of the economy of any country. With that in mind, we looked into the household income of people living in Canada, and from this chart, we can see that this we can observe a positive upward trend, which signifies that the household income of people living in Canada has been enjoying a steady rise since 2018. Similarly, the per capita disposable income also shows that the disposable income of people living in Nigeria, rather in Canada, has also been experiencing it's also been experiencing a steady growth and an increase in past 30 years, a steady increase in the past 30 years. We finally we looked into the GDP of the economy of Canada. And with the exception of the global pandemic year, the GDP in Canada has experienced a steady growth. From this chart, we gathered that the economy of Canada has fully recovered from the effects of the global um for from the effects of the global pandemic, and this supports the notion that um people living in Canada have the capacity, they have the financial capacity to patronize businesses of preference. They have the financial capacity to indulge their um in their in their options of interest. This further indicates that um the potential customers of Nourri Limited, they have the financial capacity to patronize Nourri Limited when the business commences. With, as mentioned previously, we conducted a thematic analysis of the available secondary qualitative data, looking into 3 successful Nigerian immigrant businesses in the UK and Canada, and we observed common traits that can be attributed to their tremendous business success. These traits include strategic positioning in a place of market demand concentration, that is in a location where there are a lot of Nigerians, setting up the business in a place where there are a lot of Nigerians, using social media for marketing and increasing their brand awareness, having alternative sources of income, especially in the initial stages of the business, or having a solution that helps to save income significantly, designing their unique selling point and marketing to their target audience. In their case, they sold the idea of the Nigerian feel, African lifestyle, home away from home. Then finally, they prioritized exceptional customer service as well as staff training. With the results of this thematic analysis as well as the data trend analysis, we were able to reject the null hypothesis for both our hypothesis for location impact as well as our hypothesis for location profitability. In conclusion, we recommended for our clients to relocate to Calgary as it is one of the fastest growing cities in Canada. Calgary is enjoying robust economic conditions, lower cost of living, relatively favorable housing affordability, and is now forecast to grow at 4.4% annually. According to Alberta News, in this year, 2023, about 46,000 people have moved from other parts of the country into Alberta because of its robust economic conditions and the opportunities it presents, which are very comparable to what is obtainable in Toronto. Finally, we recommended Calgary because living in Calgary, bearing in mind that she has free accommodation there, she has free accommodation provision there, she will be able to save income she'll be able to save monthly income to the tune of 500 Canadian dollars to 1,500 Canadian dollars, which can be plowed back into the business, thereby ensuring continued business profitability. Living in Toronto or moving to Toronto and setting up the business, they will put a business strain. We put a strain on the business and it is the business profitability. Or that except she finds a job and runs the business part-time. We recommended that our client relocate to Calgary following these steps outlined, and sets up the business there following these outlined steps, and continues to monitor and evaluate the business following these steps in the coming months. In line with the desired project outcomes, we recommended these business growth strategies using Larry Grainer's growth model, to help Nourri Limited to mature when it grows. Literature review, when it fully commences in Canada, literature reviews that most startups do not survive the initial stage of operations, and because we want Nourri Limited to succeed, we have armed them with these growth strategies as postulated by Larry Grainer. We advise them specifically to implement digital strategies to market their brand, and for them to diversify their menu offerings to cater to their customers' preferences, and for them to offer high quality customer service to their clients as a way of retaining this client when business fully commences. We got this client feedback showing their appreciation for the work done and their willingness to work with us to bring these recommendations to a positive reality. In the course of working on this project, I learned some key lessons from the challenges that I had to overcome. At the start of this project, I had made understanding of what the client project entailed. I fell into the danger of scope creep a couple of times because I had inadequate information on the client project environment. I've never been to Canada. I do not understand. I did not understand how things operated in Canada. I had no information in Canada prior to that time. So I experienced despair, frustration, and confusion a lot of times. And research skills, effective research skills came to my rescue. This going through this client project helped improve my research skills. It helped me to improve in my communication skills, as I had to communicate with colleagues, with my stakeholders, with people that had knowledge of my research subjects. And I also the constructive feedback that I got from my supervisor helped improve my project outcome. This made me realize that in future, even when I get to the work environment, I should be I should request for constructive feedback, as they will help me to improve on my work performance. I also learned how to manage my time so that I can meet the project outcomes as scheduled. And today I'm a better person because of the I'm a better consultant. I'm a better business analyst because of the skills that I've gotten in the course of completing this project. I will run with the lessons learned, ensure that projects are well understood before I accept them. I'll communicate better with stakeholders, and I'll continue to improve on my research skills. Thank you for your attention.